Good evening, welcome to FailCraft Casts. I'm Hammy, hope you're well and good. We are going to be playing through tonight, and indeed in these set of videos, the Hearthstone Curse of Naxxramas, Adventure Mode, Quarter 3, it's the Plague Quarter this evening, it's the Military Quarter this evening. We're going to be starting with Instructor Razuvious. So let's jump straight on in. I'm playing these relatively blind. I've been trying not to look at spoilers, so let's go. Half of the fun, of course, of Hearthstone Adventure Mode is trying to have a go yourself before looking at too many spoilers and similar. So first up, Razuvious.
Please ignore the mind control stones next to Razuvious.
We are going to need to pay attention to those mind control stones. So Razuvious, Unbalancing Strike, he has a hero power where he can just do 3 damage for 2 mana. Let's jump in and see what we can do. As usual, with my starting sort of form, I'm going to take a control warrior deck to have a little baseline and see what we're playing against. Now, I've tried not to spoiler this for myself too much, so let's get stuck in.
Versus Instructor Razuvious.
And here comes Instructor Razuvious. We should have stayed home. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm picking up. I can see there are a couple of tanking cards there, so I think the War Axe, Whirlwind and Shield Block are a perfect starting combination. And Execute would be good. Oh, and we have 2 0/7s, so now we see that we have a couple of very healthy and heavy tanks there. The understudies with Taunt. Now if you've played Razuvious in Naxxramas, Mind Control Crystal. Activate the crystal to control the understudies. There we go, so we can mind control his understudies immediately and suddenly take them on my side. Now we can see how this fight is probably going to swing and play out. So I can axe myself up and get ready for next turn. You can see that the mind control stone lets us nab those minions and immediately we no longer have to deal with them. But the coin, 3 mana into a massive Rune Blade, dealing double damage to heroes. He can swing into those tanks very quickly. So we needed to steal these so we're not taking 10 damage per swing from that Rune Blade from Razuvious. Okie dokie, turn 3, well I can Acolyte, I can Berserker, and pulling in the Frothing Berserker for much damage early on will give me a lot of benefit. The Acolyte would also help me card draw. I'm going to throw down the Frothing Berserker because that will benefit for every time Razuvious decides to swing into these minions. There you go, Razuvious is a warrior, so we can see a cleave. Not only removing one of those tanks, but triggering my Frothing Berserker as well with some damage. So at least I can do some damage. Another charging Death Rattle from the Death Charger there. And I can see that although he's lost his big chunky weapon, he's certainly cleared most of the table. So what do we want to be going for? Well, I've got Ken, that'll be a nice tempo card for me. I think really armouring up is a pretty sensible thing to do at this stage. I can then swing in with my Fury War Axe I prepped up earlier. That buffs me up, and then means I can swing in for 7 with my Berserker. So we're getting some nice early pressure onto Razuvious. Welcome Benny Barters, hope you're well and good, and indeed all of those of you others who are joining in as well. So we've just seen a little swing in with Unbalancing Strike, Razuvious' power, so for 2 mana he's dealing 3 damage, just lets him pick off my minion at will there, not quite so fun. Well, turn 5, what he's going to do with his control warrior is throw down an Acolyte for some card draw, armour up and wait. Razuvious has just gone for a Spiteful Smith, and I can draw into Gorehowl next turn. I've got some options, which is lovely, so I'm not going to take that damage just yet. I'm going to swing for another damage to the face and see what he does with this Smith next go. Down goes the Rune Blade. Now that is going to do 10 damage to me every time he hits me, so having tanks up against that Rune Blade is kind of essential. Down goes the Abusive Sergeant, meaning that you take the hit to the face for 10 damage as expected. And suddenly you can see how Razuvious, if he's hitting me directly, can melt away my health very quickly. So we need to somehow tank that Rune Blade if at all possible. Worth bearing in mind for when we play Heroic Mode. That will certainly be handy. So, what are the options that we have? Well, we can get some heavy control down here. Whirlwinds will help us clear some of the deck. And then we also have the Frothing Berserker and Armorsmith to help us armour up for some of that. So with 7, there is a combo that I can go into here. There'll be a straight up cleave which will reduce that down. I can then trade that away with Ken, so that will at least deals double damage to heroes. Yep, that's the enrage, sorry, which we definitely don't want staying alive, so we'll trade that with Ken. Before that I'm going to get the armor smith down, which will help me armor up. I think that armouring up is probably a wiser plan at this stage of affairs, and there we go, we'll trade with Ken. So I could throw down a whirlwind for some extra mana. That's already going to do 10 damage to me, don't forget, but the whirlwind will trigger Ken's death rattle, so I'd like to keep him alive for a little bit longer.
Bring me steel.
Double damage against heroes indeed. Yes, the sword does do 10 damage, but only against your hero, so that will be nasty. As you can see there, however, he decided to swing against my armor smith, so that only took 5 damage rather than the 10 that it would take if he actually swung against my hero, so I'm lucky there. Right, what can we do here? Well, we have some options. The Spectral Knight can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. We'd very much like to remove that from the table if possible. Down goes the... let's have a think about this. Well, I can remove the armor smith, the swordsmith with my hero, that's fine. I would like to get rid of this card if at all possible, so I'm going to throw this down. I'm going to tip this damage in. That will tip him up, down he goes, up he respawns. I can then swing with Yonder, that will remove the Master Swordsmith, and then we can just about remove this with a Whirlwind or 2. I can either go for 2 Whirlwinds. I'm going to go for 2 Whirlwinds. Slightly excessive, but it means that he will have to use his hero power to remove my Frothing Berserker. It would have been better if I could have left that at higher health, but there you go. Waste 2 of his mana. Down goes another Rune Blade, which you can then swing and do 10 damage on me for, so you can see how nasty that Rune Blade is. I don't have quite the execute at this point in time. I'm not going to want to be Gore Howling. I can certainly swing for a 12-19 in a turn or two's time. I need to be armouring up because I know I'm going to be taking another blow from that nasty blade in a second. So I've tipped away the minion. I'm hoping that he'll decide to take out my Bane Bloodhoof Naxxramas. If I can kill that, I can remove some minions, but he's gone for my face, another 10 damage. Ouch! You can see how he keeps swinging away with those Rune Blades. It's just going to be doing me so much pain. Right, execute. That gives me some removal options nicely. So what I can do is simply I can throw in a slam that. The execute will let me remove, and then destroying that will remove other minions around him, so at least that gives me clearance. I could armour up. It depends if he has a Rune Blade in his hand. I'm going to risk it. Throw myself down a Gore Howl and try and get myself within an execute range. There goes a Spectral Knight, so at least I know that I've got another turn or 2. And a Shield Slam. Sadly no shield for me to be slamming with, but we are all good to keep pushing through. Righty, okay, so that I can remove. I can probably remove with Grommash and then offer him the option as to whether he wants to use his hero power to remove me. I'm not going to be removing it with my hero because it leaves me within dangerous execute range. So what can I do? Well, I can tank that and then shield slam into it. That leaves me on nice high health. Oh, that's an error. Oh, error, massive error. Yuck. Bit of a FailCraft failure there because I should have buffed him up so that I actually killed him. Here we go, an unbalancing strike. Going to force me to take some damage from that, which is not so cool. But then when it dies, I can put a minion from my deck into the battlefield, and I have a lot of nasty minions in this deck. So let's go for the randomness and see what happens. Oh, RNG, Jesus be praised, we've pulled Ragnaros. That was a hell of an RNG.
steal.
Oh, that bit of RNG we got there with our Raggy was absolutely beautiful. Look at that, pull Raggy into play and then throw a quick 8 damage. Absolutely loving that. Let the games begin. So I need to be armouring up. I probably don't want to be taking any more damage on my hero than I have to, so I'm going to go for quite a hard control. I'm just going to let Ragnaros keep pinging away. There we go, we are within lethal range and this should be almost the end of, hopefully, touching a bit of wood. Our first bit of the quarter. Oh, he's a paladin as well. Ouch, an avenging wrath. That's an unexpected turn of events. I can't be slamming him. I can throw down a Taskmaster to try and get that execute damage next go. Swing for 2. Throw down an axe. Hope he can't tank next go. Hope he doesn't. Oh, Death Lord. My goodness. I can not remove that with a brawl. I can slam. No, Armor Smith's not going to do huge amounts. I can drop him down by 3. I could brawl for a... Oh! I went for a 50-50. I went for the 50-50. Oh, what in the what? Oh! So of course, because I removed the Death Lord in the end, oh, I did get rid of the Death Lord. Oh, I thought I didn't. Yay! Brilliant.
I'm just getting warmed up. Who will train my Death Knight now? I can't do it myself. I'm super busy.
Brilliant stuff. So there we go. Lovely, lovely stuff. There is Razuvious down, and we get our dancing swords. Death Rattle, your opponent draws a card. Maybe slightly expensive for that card, but we'll see how they work out in the new metagame. So for those of you tuning in live, don't go away. We're going to be jumping on to the next boss. For those of you watching on YouTube, that was our quick little playthrough and guide as to how you can defeat Instructor Razuvious, taking a little look at some of his abilities and similar. So for those of you watching on YouTube or similar, where can you find us? Well, please do take a look on the left hand side. Come join us live, twitch.tv/FailCraft Cast. We try to stream Monday through Friday in the evenings with the Hearthstone half hour, a daily Hearthstone show, just chilling and enjoying the game for newer players. Also check out youtube.com/FailCraft Casts, and we've got a whole bunch, almost 100 episodes of the Hearthstone half hour there now, and a bunch of other games too. And then Twitter is @FailCraft Casts, and the website is failcraft.org. We would like to see you very much in one of those places.